Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
Okay, we have just progressed deeper into the tomb of Wrathwall, and the party I'm going to be going ahead with right now is Vaughn, Balthier, and Ash. And I'll have note that both Vaughn and Balthier have the Demon's Blade equipped. Now that was the sword that I had gotten for beating the 2 demon walls, and it's possible that you can procure as many of these as you absolutely feel like getting a hold of, but it can take some time since you have to go all the way outside and then return, hoping to have the treasure both respawn and possess the item that you're after. Otherwise, I mean, you could get just a few gil or some other item that you really don't want. Now, as much as I really don't want to have to go and put a one-handed sword on Balthier, because he's mostly a character that I want to maximize his damage output, the two-handed weapons that I was using earlier with him probably a better fit in most cases, but the sword that he has now is so advanced because we're still fairly early in the game. We haven't gotten summons yet. We haven't really gotten that high of a level or anything like that. But the weapons that we have, the Demon's Blade, is more like a weapon that you get in the middle of the game rather than as early as we are. So it is pretty advanced and it does a lot of damage. Right now we're doing more damage than Vossler, and he should be doing more damage than us. But it's only because we're so far advanced right now. Now I can certainly understand Vossler's sort of trepidation over the bringing Balthier and Fran along, because he looks at them and he sees just what, 2 pirates. So he knows that they're there to steal whatever treasure they find in there. And, well, and he's a little surprised that Ash is okay with this. Now, she sees him as a completely mercenary individual. He's going to do what he has to do to get whatever profit he thinks he can get. And as long as she's promising him this profit and being pretty clear that she's actually willing to deliver on it, he'll fight on their side because, you know, he wants what he can get. Vossler, on the other hand, it's probably painful for him to watch this because a group like this Tomb of Wrathwall, this whole tradition, this treasure that's supposed to be in the hands of the royal family, all that kind of stuff, to see it potentially be taken up by somebody like Balthier has got to be painful for him. On the other hand, he doesn't really make too much of a note of the characters, like, doesn't make too much of a note over Vaughn being there, or Penelo being there, probably because, in his mind, they're insignificant. It really did kind of bother me the first time I played it, to think that the character of Vaughn, even though the character you're really obviously supposed to be most identifying with and playing as, is really not a significant person in the storyline. In fact, he's sort of just feels almost like a tacked on element to the story. But still, it's, I mean, it's kind of funny now that I think about it. And while a character like Vayne, who is quite an antagonist up until this point, knows very well of Ash, knows probably of Vossler, and Bosch and all those characters, probably doesn't even know that that probably doesn't know that Vaughn even exists. It's kind of pathetic when you think about it. We're blinded here. What is this weird monster supposed to be? It's weird. Crazy damage we're pulling off right now. Oh, did I give Ash the weapon I had intended to? Supposed to have, okay, longbow. Yeah, that's what I wanted for her. Weapon I bought from the shopkeeper outside. Ordinarily, in a lot of games, I wouldn't think of an archer as being a character who's capable of doing a lot of damage. But it's definitely not the case in this game. If you pick a good character who's good to be an archer, meaning a character with a high string stat like Ash does, they can do quite a bit of damage with a bow and arrow. Same thing, I probably would have gotten similar results if I gave her a crossbow too, but I don't think we can even get crossbows yet. That weird swirly thing next to it means that these enemies have a shell up, so they're strong against magic damage. Fortunately, we're doing physical damage, so we're good. Stupid skeletons. I don't know if there's any storyline reason why there are skeletons all over the inside of this tomb. If they're supposed to be people that were buried along with the king or whatever. There might be like an entry in the bestiary. Okay. What were these things called? Lost Souls, was it? Oh yeah, that was it. Okay. Serving as guards. Okay, it's exactly what they are. Skull Warrior sounds. Alright. Nice that they add a little bit of like backstory for all of these other little monsters they have in the game. Kind of stuff that you really wouldn't even expect to be, that they wouldn't put any effort to. I mean, a skeleton in a tomb, just something you're gonna run across. They put a little backstory in there. I kind of like that. Jeez, that was a lot of crappy treasure. Wasn't even a lot of gil either. Oh, okay. Ash levels up. She's at 18. I'm gonna swap her out for right now. Also get Bosch in here for a little while. Bosch probably would have been a better person to equip the Demon's Bane on than Balthier, but whatever. The funny thing about acquiring these more advanced weapons, because there are even better weapons I could have gotten at this point than the Demon's Bane. The problem is, if you go and if you have the ability to get those, that's like if I had the ability to beat the Demon Wall, which I did. Chances are you're strong enough that you don't really need it to be able to beat all the other enemies that you're going to encounter for quite a while. So I beat the Demon Wall. It'd be the tougher of the two Demon Walls was probably the most powerful enemy that I'm going to encounter in this dungeon here. So, I mean, if you can get the weapon, you don't really need the weapon. It's kind of a thing like that. Okay, here is the purpose of us going around in this dungeon. This waystone will take us back to the beginning of the dungeon. What you have to do is hit this pedestal. And that lowers... Oh, ghost. And that lowers these platforms here. Now that's the thing that I guess if you weren't really paying attention to the map, or you didn't bother picking up the map or anything like that, you could potentially have gotten lost in this area because, well, once I beat this thing, let's go take a look at the map. Oh, we got oil stat on us. Oil stat makes us more prone to taking fire damage. Now notice the dungeon is split up into several different areas. Right in the middle is where we started. And then we took the south route and went into this area. Now, in the event that I absolutely wanted to, I could go back in this direction, because I did everything I needed to do over here. Hitting that switch is all I really needed to do. I could take this route all the way back to where I started, and I have a chance of getting some nice treasure chests, that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's going to take a while. So we can, if we don't feel like doing that, hit the Waystone. Now, if you weren't picking up the map, or you weren't paying attention to really where you're going, you probably would have just continued going back the other way. Then you would have maybe thought that you wound up back in the beginning and you didn't really want to, and you could have gotten lost, whatever. Okay, here we are. We're back in the main hall, and we took the south way before, and now we're going to take the north wing. The layout is going to be pretty much identical. We're just going to be going in this direction, killing monsters the whole way. It'll all be great. Nothing's going to try and attack me here. I guess you could go down, you could go up. It just puts you on different pathways. Now, I can't say which one's going to end up being better, because treasure chests are randomized, and what's contained in them is randomized, so no one path is guaranteed to have a better setup than the other. I'm just going to take the higher road because it's closer. Treasure chest. Be something. Ah, what the hell? Hit a trap. Onion arrows. You have different arrows that you can equip with all of your bows. Whether you're using, like I switched from the death bow to the long bow. They both can use any arrows, and getting better arrows means you can do more damage and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the onion arrows are the worst kind of arrows that you can get, so it wasn't really something that I wanted. Oh, wow, look at that room down there. Up, zombie! Too far away. There are different enemies on this half of the map than there were on the south half. Fran, you do not need to cure anyone. What do they call that thing? A chimera? I'm not sure. I don't. Well, maybe there's an item I can use to remove this oil status, because that's kind of irritating. No, I don't have any. I don't have any items, I don't think, that can remove the oil stat from my characters here. As long as it's on there, I'll take more damage from fire attacks, but I'm not too worried about that. Up. Vaughn levels up. What is he at now? 20. Wow, he's high. Should be doing crazy damage now. 470, very nice. Even with a crappy weapon, I expect him to do more damage than Bossler at this point. Okay, we're almost there. damn weird chimera monsters. Who lit all these torches anyway? These things are like an eternal flame. Seems like an awful waste of resources to keep this place lit for no one. Of course, that's just the thing about video games. Just live with it. Okay, now we've reached the other side. Now we hit the switch for the platform on the other side of the dungeon, and it lowered the platform that was on this side a little bit. Now this one got lowered a little bit too. So when we hit the switch, this platform will fall all the way to the ground. And just like last time, we will get attacked by a few monsters. Zombies this time. Tried using a dark mode. I guess that would have blinded the characters, wouldn't it? Chump. Okay, now we're going to take the path, the newly opened path, down here. And here's our door.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
Mist in this game is basically like mist is a reoccurring concept in the Final Fantasy series. Like, what most immediately jumps to my mind is that mist was something referred to in Final Fantasy. What was it? 9. Mist was a very important storyline factor. In this game, mist is sort of a it's the source of all magic. When you're using magic, you're using mist, and mist is pretty much everywhere. At any one time, mist is everywhere. At least that's what's to be expected, and that's how your MP gauge is supposed to be recharging. That's your mist gauge. You're passing through mist, you're absorbing it into your body, and you have the ability to use magic. Mist also sort of condenses into the magicite and nethicite stones, which is why magicite has such a magical property, and nethicite, like the Dawn Shard or the Dusk Shard, are such powerful magical artifacts because they absorb so much mist. Let's get a quick cure on. Let's get our HP up and have Fran regain her MP before we get too far. Now, in areas where there is a lot of mist, where you can see a lot of mist, like what we can do right now, see a lot of mist in the air, your MP gauge actually recharges a little bit quicker, which is why it's seemed to be jetting up so quickly on Fran right now. I was just running to the side so I can get the other treasure chest. An elixir. I guess that was worth it. Elixirs are nice items. You can never really have too many of them, so long as you're willing to use them. What in the hell is that? Boss battle time! This is Belias, the Gigas. Let's kick its ass. This is a fire esper. A powerful creature that will deal a lot of damage if we let it. We have oil stat on, so his fire is going to deal some crazy damage to us. No, Fran, don't cure. We can just beat this thing to death right now, I think. We'll be good. Or, you know, we can use quickenings on it. That's a good old favorite, isn't it?
Got a surprise for you.
I have quickenings on all the characters at this point, but only one level for each character. So, I'm still not able to get the quickening chain up too high, but I can get it a little ways. Jeez, I hope I get to see Franz before I have to break the chain.
Got a surprise for you.
There we go, Fran. Okay, 7 hits, or rather 6 hits. That should be enough to whittle away its HP quite a ways. Oh, and we get the extra one. Wow, it's almost dead. No point in putting a lot of effort into it. Let's just hit the thing until it dies. In fact, I'll let the auto battle take it. Oh, okay, it's about to kick our asses. We'll be okay, though. Oh, all 3 of our characters, everybody except for Vossler actually went down. Fortunately, we have an entire party in reserve that we can bring forward. And if I really wanted to, I could just fire up the mist attack on Pinello here, and I can probably kill Belias here with another round of quickenings. Let's do that. I don't think we've seen Pinello's. Yeah, this'll do it. This thing is definitely not going to survive this volley. Oh, get the sea ashes. Of course, as you gain more mist charges, by finding new quickenings on the license board, the characters will actually do different attacks, different levels of quickenings. I just wanted to make sure each one had a level 1 by the time I'd done this part. And it's down.